Next on SBS, we have Home Tilt, wherein the lads will take us into the field.
Hi and welcome to Home Tilt. I'm your host, Kirk Dale.
And I'm Broad Green. Go Mounties! Tell us, Kirk, what have we on today's show?
Okay, Broad. Today, we're off to the playing fields and see what it takes to be in a jousting tournament. Off we go to our roving reporter, Apple Gold. Hi, Apple.
Hi Kirk, hi Brad. I'm here on a beautiful day down at the Mounties grounds, grass fields. With me, I have a wannabe jouster, Frank B. Hi Frank. So Frank, you want to be a Mountie?
Sure I do, Apple. Why not? Galloping around on a mad weasel on a beautiful summer's day. What's not to like?
First things first, let's get you on the lists.
Now you're there. Let's get you a ride. As you're a Mountie, you'll be riding a pig. Here's Porky, a standard deliberate ride. Being deliberate, you can rein her in or open her up at your will.
That's handy.
It's armor time. This gives you an endurance of 10, so look after yourself.
Sure. Once I drop to 0, it's time for an early supper.
Let's get you some skills.
Yeah, off for some stout and pies.
Right after that, we roll up a D6 for a defensive and offensive skill. Okay, so you get momentum and ole.
Check Joseph A. McCullough's jousting manual to see what they mean.
We won't need them for this episode, but we'll come back to them later.
The same applies to re-rolls and true fans.
Here's the dashing Frank B. Ready for action.
Once we have our player, we need 2 more items. First, movement templates.
And my favorite, de bones, at least 4d6.
Back on grass fields, where movement is simple.
Throw the dice, select the relevant template and apply it to your player.
Away you go, Frank.
Here, Frank is riding close to the barrier rail.
And up blows a 2.
Frank can first adjust which way his mount faces.
Yeah, taking a route safely from the rail. And off he goes again.
In his new position, he rolls a 4, which takes him into the rails, and an endurance loss,
So being a Mountie, he reins Piggy about and starts on a new course.
and safely free from the obstacle. Now we bring in a teammate, and Frank bowls another 4.
This move takes him over his pal.
At this point, the team manager has to make a decision.
Yep, someone's losing endurance.
As Frank has 8 and his pal has 10, the point gets taken of his teammate.
And Frankie Boy gets to finish his move.
A weird point here is Frankie's pal is riding a Mangalia, a fluffy pig, in a match that would negate the point loss.
Frankie B is not out of trouble, he collides with the guardrail and loses another point of endurance.
This applies to any obstacle.
Here Frank bowls a 6 and his path takes him into a collision.
But that is outside his movement template, so he moves beyond the obstacle so no bases overlap at the end of a move.
Yeah, see Joseph's manual for more detail.
Finally, Frank, can you tell us what the safety zone means?
Sure, Apple. A jouster needs to get some speed up to make a strike decent, and anything you hit in the safety zone is barely. That is, it has no effect on play.
Thank you, Frank, for your help in this program.
Thanks, Frank. Will you come back next week?
When we can take our audience through some combat moves.
Love to.
Until then, skill
Skill
and
and
courage.